Hello there, my very good friends. On today's Sexy Voice News, Saraya has said she would absolutely go back to WWE.
A top AEW talent could well be in a contract year.
Is Mina Shirakawa heading to AEW permanently?
And TNA Fires Gail Kim, amongst others. I'm Adam Wilborn.
Oh, there will be a day when I'm able to speak properly again.
I love it. And this is the news.
It's very husky. It's like it's singing a grunge band or something. Right, let's kick this one off by talking about Saraya. You might have seen this. You seen this? You heard of this? She was on the Hall of Fame podcast, which is, of course, Booker T, which is, has populated many a column inch on our website before. But we're actually talking about one of the stories from it on the video today for a change. She's just, it sounds like she wants to go back to the Fed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a very open and honest answer. She was asked about potentially going back there. Obviously, she's in AEW right now as Saraya. She was Paige, the drill, you know who she is. I don't need to explain who she is.
There's a film about it.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. It's all there. But yeah, she said, so I love WWE and I don't have any negative feelings towards them. I mean, they raised me, they saved me a lot. I just appreciate them so much, and the idea of going somewhere else was only because of the potential of my brother being there.
Of course.
So Zach Knight, he's been, he's either about to be let go at the end of his contract or he's already gone.
Yeah.
He appeared sort of late. Was it early last year or late the year before? I think it was like late 2023.
Yeah, because he certainly came out with her the All In That I Was At, which would have been last year. Yeah,
Let's Be Having You, all that.
Yeah.
He had that little feud with Cool Hand Ange, and then he had some Ring of Honor matches and a couple of dark matches, but not much usage for him. He seems to be on his way out. There is a little bit more that Saraya said here. She said, that was a big thing. I just wanted him to be a success in wrestling, I love WWE and I would absolutely, if there was something they needed from me which was exciting, I would definitely go there. Absolutely. I would be silly not to. If there's an opportunity to do something fun, hell yeah, I'll jump on board. So she's currently on break from AEW. I don't think she's been around since like October. She's been doing some red carpet stuff, some bits and pieces. She's had in her personal life, she obviously had quite a high profile breakup from a guy whose name I'd rather not mention. But she's always been like, no, I just asked for some time off and Tony gave me time off.
Yeah.
She's always been quick to avoid turning that into some kind of controversial absence or anything like that. It wouldn't surprise me to learn if maybe her contract was up and maybe she was thinking about going back. I'd imagine if you're Saraya / Paige and she wasn't allowed to wrestle for years.
Yeah.
If you're her, you probably think there's a fair bit of unfinished business there, right?
I agree. Yeah, there's definitely storylines that could be easily reintroduced for her of just like, whether it be her returning to NXT to say, look, help these things with the young talent. She was talking about how she was putting people over in AEW, or like you say, just immediately coming back to the main roster, which would make even more sense, and saying like, no, I don't know how long I've got left in this business. I missed a large chunk of it, and I want to do big things before I finish up. Look, there was never any ill will I didn't sense between her and WWE. It was like, safety protocol, obviously, everything that happened previously.
I don't think they did it to spite her.
No, exactly. So I could easily see this happening, and best luck to her if that is the case. She's had a good time. She's talked about Harley Cameron and stuff like that while she's been in AEW, and look at where Harley is now.
She's pretty reflective, isn't she?
Yeah.
Like, she said the best thing. What was it? She said she had a conversation with Harley last year where she was like, the best thing I could do for you now is to take a step back and let you be yourself, which is good because like the union with Harley was good for Harley when she was coming out of QTV and into this, but she's kind of outgrown it a little bit.
Yeah, she's established herself now.
Exactly, and if you're going to use Paige / Saraya in 2025, it's a good role for her to lift other people up. So, her ups and downs on her AEW run for sure. Like, I thought I really loved the debut. I thought it was just really heartening.
Yeah.
And it was like, cool, here's a person who had wrestling taken away from them for years. Like, how can you not feel happy when they come back in and get another chance?
Yeah.
Some of the creative output, maybe not the best along the way, but at the end of the day, even when she's been active, it's like, even if you're not into her work, she's wrestled maybe like 15 matches total. It's not like she's this big invasive thing or whatever. So, what can she do if she goes back to WWE? I mean, Paige is an instant name. You can do little bits and pieces here. I'm of the opinion that having more big names is never a bad idea, especially if you have a division you're trying to grow with younger wrestlers. So good luck to her. Whatever she does next, I'm sure it'll be fine. probably a lot of unfinished business in WWE for Paige.
Julia? That rhymes with Puglia.
Oh, how could we forget the greatest line of all
The
time?
Britt Baker promo was the highlight for me, yeah.
Well, Doctor, your name rhymes with... how can you not think that's funny? Like, come on. It's the height of wit.
It was great. Sticking with the AEW women's division, though, an interesting development report here by the brilliant Fightful Select regarding an AEW talent in their contract year. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. She's probably going nowhere because it's Mariah May I'm talking about. Fightful Select learned that a number of staff wrestlers and higher-ups are of the belief that former world champion Mariah May is in a contract year. Her deal, they believe, is up in the summer. No word on whether there's any option years added to it. You know how sometimes that they can have the discussion of we'd like to take out the option on another year or another couple of years on your contract. A lot of people, though, or the sources that Fightful spoke to, said that they would be shocked if there weren't a deal as this short is uncharacteristic for the push that Mariah May got. So it would be weird if we were in March, she's just dropped the title back to Toni Storm, and in theory she could be out the door in just a couple of months. It would make some more sense that yes, it might be the year that the contract is up, but basically AEW get first dibs, and Fightful Select's reporting as much. AEW obviously looking to retain her. They've developed her. She's brilliant. I'm sure WWE would love to take them off her hands. Take her off their hands. Sorry.
Oh yeah, they will be throwing checkbooks.
But AEW by all accounts will want to keep her around and probably will.
She's kind of wrestler who I could definitely see going to WWE at some point because her character work is very showy, it's very dramatic, and it's very loud and colourful, and that's part of the reason why she has stood out through all of the Toni Storm saga from start to finish. But I would be surprised if she left at this stage in her career. Look, she's only been in AEW for a year and a half, so there's lots of stones for her to uncover. I would say that in her current situation, I would probably be keeping her off TV for another couple of months. She's just had that Hollywood ending. It's where do you go after that? Well, for me, you need a big break. Look, she's been going hard for a year and a half. She's entitled to that as well. And that blow-off match was absolutely brutal. I would be shocked if she goes anywhere else at this stage. Maybe not in the future. Maybe the next contract you might be a bit more likely. But look, she's been the centerpiece of the division along with Toni. The work has been very, very well received. She goes hard in the ring. No one can deny that after the Hollywood ending in particular. It's just ridiculous. I think it won't be long probably before we hear that Mariah May's re-signed. And she's good in this environment, and she's going to make a lot of money throughout her career. She's good. So there you go.
WWE produces cinema, so they'll no doubt want one half of the Hollywood ending match. But I would put a lot of money on her sticking around in AEW. And not just selling the effects of Hollywood ending physically, but mentally. Where do you go from there when you think of boxers or sportsmen suffering a big loss? They don't immediately come back and be right, let's have a friendly.
Let's go.
She will no doubt want to come back, and she'll have more title aspirations. And Jesus, look at Mercedes Money. You've got enough titles knocking around that you can go for other ones. But interesting to see what character she comes back as well, because the whole thing was she was part of this All About Eve storyline that now
is done.
Toni Storm.
It's over.
Won in the end. So it's worth taking a bit of time to go away and assess. And look, she's a British star. They're coming back to Britain in the summer. Maybe that's when you target a big in-ring return for Mariah May.
Forbidden Door could be a good spot.
Right in the middle of the WWE shows. Remember? I can't remember which one came first, Andy.
I think they're a total coincidence, actually.
Lucky that. Lucky for us, bollocks. We'll take it.
I'm sure there was nothing ill toward about that.
Birmingham,
whatsoever.
Manchester, Liverpool. By the way, AEW's in London this morning. And then Raw's here.
Ignore this day in the middle, everybody. Crazy times we live in.
Hey, let's get back on that tour bus, baby. Let's go.
Oh boy, I don't know. I think I might fall ill again. Right, let's talk about. I almost said Marina Shafir.
Oh,
Marina Shafir.
I thought you were going to say Mercedes, but we're talking about her. later on.
Yes, we are. Money.
Second news, baby.
Mina Shirakawa, not bloody Marina Shafir, who I like, by the way.
Marina Shafir has never done that, I don't think.
Completely different characters. Can you imagine Mina Shirakawa in the Death Riders?
I mean, I want to. I'll take anything in the Death Riders to make it better. Jesus.
There you go. Right, she's Marina. No, how do I keep going from Mina to Marina?
We're like combined like a 10% here. We're trying our best.
The girl, who's a Maria? Maria Kanellis. There we go.
There you go.
We've got Mina, Marina, and
Marina Diamantis. What are we talking about?
Mina Shirakawa.
Right.
She's coming to AEW, it seems. She's finishing up with Stardom. That's her home promotion. This is according to Tokyo Sports. And sometimes Tokyo Sports, a little bit kayfabe. But we have a follow-up from Fightful, noting that she's going to AEW, basically. There's apparently a press conference planned for this week. Maybe that's actually happened by the time we're sitting here. You never know. Japanese time zone is obviously way ahead of us. But yeah, she's took Marina. I've done it again. Marina Shafir, Mina Shirakawa, Maria Kanellis.
Yes.
Mina has told Fightful that she was planning a move to America. Well. So there you go. Apparently this has been on the table for ages. So Mina's another interesting one because she was very heavily involved in that Mariah May story as well.
Yeah.
Mariah May still tweets about her every day pretty much. So maybe they'll do some kind of thing. They had a turn angle and like it was a good angle. The way they kind of escalated it with the champagne celebration into just killing each other off the stage was like, oh my god, this is insane. But Mina's obviously well known in the AEW storytelling verse. She's been around a lot. Everybody knows who she is. And if she's leaving Stardom, AEW just seems like a good destination for Mina Shirakawa, not Marina Shafir or Maria Kanellis.
No. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it, where due to the nice relationship they have with Stardom, she's had the opportunity to sort of dip her toes in that water of like, I'll come and do a few dates or a month or whatever it may be in America. And like you say, she already knows people within the company, so it's not just a complete leap into the unknown.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way she's received by the AEW audiences is this is not like, well, we'll see how that works out. She is beloved, understandably, by everybody, and I think no doubt yet another sort of string to the bow for that AEW women's division that is getting stronger and stronger day by day. We're looking at potentially, me and Phil talked about it on Friday, I think it was, Mercedes versus Athena finally going down. So really, really exciting times for the AEW women's division, and Mina becoming a sort of full-time member of that is so exciting.
Yeah, she's got that Euro pop entrance music. It stays in my head all the time. I don't know what it is. It's extremely catchy. I hope they pay for some kind of licensed version of that. I never remember the name of the song, but it's one of those.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to sing it because it'll just be in my head all day.
It'll earworm me all day long. But yes, really excited to see Mina full time.
Mina Shirakawa joining the Death Riders. You have it here.
Or it's a stable with Mina, Maria,
Mina,
Eminem and M.
Eminem and M.
That's the
any others?
team.
Is there a Mia?
There's got to be.
There's got to be a Mia somewhere we can add to this. Mia Yim, there you go, boom, job done. God, everyone's name starts with me. What have we done here? Anyway.
Sticking with legendary female wrestlers, though, let's talk about Gail Kim, who's been fired by TNA. Another round of firings from TNA. Awful to hear stuff like this. It was TNA president Carlos Silva that sent out an email saying that Gail Kim, Ariel Schnerner, Rob Kligman and Michael Shushenko are out of the company in a round of firings. Carlos talking about Gail, saying she's a long and storied career in TNA, both as a champion wrestler and a part of the TNA leadership team. Gail has been a powerful presence in our locker room, supporting our talent and their great performances. People like Rob Kligman was the chief revenue officer. Michael Shushenko was involved in digital. They're departing at the end of April. Other leadership departures. See Karen Clevitz, Sebastian Destrange, Romy Glazer and Raphael Morphy leaving TNA as well. Just awful to hear these people losing their jobs. But Gail Kim, obviously the most notable name amongst that in terms of wrestling fans. Also interesting development with TNA that I'd love to get your thoughts on. Hunter Johnson, a.k.a. Delirious, taking over TNA Creative. I really hope the best for Gail Kim, by the way.
Yeah.
Huge fan of hers.
What the hell's going on? Why do you fire Gail Kim, man? What's that all about? That seems a bit...
There's a bit of me that wants her to go back to WWE
She
and
hates
do stuff there,
WWE.
but she hates them. Yeah. We chatted to her at a WrestleCon a few years ago, and she was nothing but nice.
Yeah, but like, look,
You get her in AEW, even if it's just like I was part of the leadership
do stuff
team.
backstage. Yeah, like we're not backstage in TNA, right? So we don't know what these people do, right? We don't know if they're good or bad or great or whatever. No. But like, you never hear anything other than the best things about Gail Kim. Why have they fired Gail Kim? What's going on there? What a clown show of a move.
It's a weird, it's a weird sort of thing where they have this really exciting relationship with WWE, and that would seem to suggest that that would benefit them in terms of financially. And then they're making these drastic cuts, and we hear about not just like these, not that they're not as important by any stretch of the imagination, but like backstage cuts. And then you hear that 10, 15 members of the roster just gone like that. And I get it. Yeah. These things need refreshing every now and again, but yeah. I mean, TNA is one of those things that often, cuts off 5 of its legs to survive, and then it grows back and evolves into something else.
It'll never die.
No.
You will never kill TNA.
But yeah, Gail, that must have been a hard decision to lose Gail Kim.
Stupid. I can't make any sense of it whatsoever.
Because she still can go. She might not want to.
Yeah,
she did a bit when they were in the UK, I remember.
She's she just sounds like the kind of person that anyone should have around just to be like a team leader. In that role, keeping morale up, teaching people stuff like who couldn't learn something from Gail Kim. Some interesting other names in there. Raphael Morphy was the events guy for AEW for ages as well. He left that role, went to TNA obviously, now he's moved on. Delirious Creative. Are you aware of Delirious?
I know of him.
He's a mask. He wears a mask and he walks around the ring going. He was in a tag team called Incoherence. Very appropriate.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Can you imagine his meetings? Can you imagine his pitches? Hey, Moose.
Got it, boss.
Sound like the Crazy Frog. But yeah, look, I was never a huge fan of Delirious's Ring of Honor creative. I mean, actually, I really wasn't a big fan of a post-Gabe of any sort creative of Ring of Honor, unfortunately. But I don't know, it's 2025. Maybe Mr. Hunter Johnson as he's... Be
interesting to see what direction they're going under the new creative. Always fascinated with these sort of things. Whether someone you might have been a fan of for years, they suddenly go, "Now's your time."
Yeah, there you go.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
But yeah, best luck to Gail Kim. I'm sure whatever she does next, she'll absolutely smash it.
She'll be fine. Don't worry. Anyway, at least she doesn't have to translate Delirious.
Yeah, maybe she was just like, I can't do this.
But introduce himself. Maybe
they weren't meant to fire her, and that's what she just took from his ramblings. Oh well. Best luck in my future endeavours, I assume.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Best luck to Gail Kim, whatever she does next, and let us know your thoughts on Delirious taking over creative in TNA, everything we've discussed, and join us for more news later on today. In the meantime, what have we got here, Andy?
We've got the 100 greatest WrestleMania moments ever. What a big ass video this is.
Check it out.
Stick it in your YouTube player.
Bye.
Bye.